Welcome to the Sinette's Little Farm in the big city. How are you? Well, here we are on another Sunday vlog. And today I thought I would talk to you about my neighborhood. I get a lot of questions about where I live, what state I'm in, what city am I in, what do my neighbors think, a lot of questions like that. So today I thought I'd take you around the neighborhood and show you some of the things that I see in my neighborhood, and then I would tell you what it's like to live here. Let's start out by going for a walk around the neighborhood. Let's get lunch first though. We decided to eat Vietnamese food. And then we decided we needed to go to the grocery store and pick up a few things, so we're going to do that. What is it? He doesn't care. We pick up our groceries and decide to go for a walk around the neighborhood. I always liked this house. I thought it was so pretty.
They had these audience and stuff. I should have made my audience look like that.
Our neighborhood is full of cute shops and restaurants, and everything is walkable from our house. So now we're going to go for a walk on the Monon Trail. And the Monon Trail used to be where the train tracks were. And now it is a paved walkway for people to get from one end to the other. And I think it goes all the way downtown and all the way to Carmel, another city next to Indianapolis. So you know where it's going to be at. That's funny. One of our local restaurants has a from garden to table garden right beside their restaurant. Yeah, it is. The breeze feels so good though. I think that our neighborhood is pretty special. And not just because we're within walking distance of doing a lot of activity. The biggest reason that I think that our neighborhood is special is because of my neighbors. I have such great neighbors. They're all very supportive and very lovely people. As a matter of fact, we just got together a few days ago to celebrate one of my neighbors' birthdays. And we had some snacks and a glass of wine, and it was just a lot of fun sitting out in the backyard. And while we were sitting in the backyard, I was designated head person to take care of the sound that's coming from the school. And I did contact somebody. Finally, I got a hold of someone who said they were going to look into it. So next week I will be contacting them again, and I will be doing that often so that they know that I'm serious and I want the sound gone, taken care of. Anyway, I'm veering off to the left again. I was talking about my neighbors and how lovely they are. Because I do get the question, what do your neighbors think? Do your neighbors ever complain about the noise? Well, I have not had any complaints from any of my neighbors about noise or smell or anything like that. I haven't had any complaints from the school that's right beside us. They're showing off. And we've lived in this neighborhood about 21 years here in this house, in this neighborhood. And before that, when we were not married and we were just living together, we lived a block, almost exactly a block over, because I had decided when Mr. Steve and I were dating, and he lived here in this neighborhood, and I really liked it, and I thought this is where we really want to stay. And he got a job here at the fire department in Indianapolis, so we stayed in this neighborhood. Many of the houses in this neighborhood were built in the 1920s or 1930s. So a lot of these houses are very old houses, but they're not old houses that are all beat up and tore up. They're old houses that are lovely and taken care of. It's a lovely, lovely neighborhood, and we're very fortunate to live here. And it's one of the reasons why we really are reluctant to, people say you need to move out in the country so you can have more animals, and we're very reluctant to do that. Number one, we absolutely adore our house. I love our house so much. It's so beautiful. To me, it is anyway. And number two is that we have this lovely neighborhood to live in. We just don't want to move out. But the houses are a lot older, but they're all very well maintained here. We don't have very many people who live in houses that are in disrepair. And usually if the houses are in disrepair, it's because they're quite elderly people who cannot physically take care of their homes anymore. And generally, they either end up selling so that they can move to a smaller place, or they end up passing away and their children end up selling their homes. So we get, some of our houses do get put up for sale here in our neighborhood because a lot of young people have, they move around a lot. But some of our older people, we're here to stay. And I would say that if you're a young person looking for a place to live, and you're having to live in a neighborhood like this, I would look for a neighborhood that did have a few older people, because we're home all the time, and if you need us, we're right here. If you got a package coming and you're worried about somebody stealing it and you want us to, just leave it in our front porch for you to come pick up, we're here to do that for you. I think that if you're looking for a home, living close to people who are retired or at home, that's a good idea. I really do think so. And not only do I think this neighborhood with its old houses is so charming, but another thing that is so charming about it is that the school next door recently just opened to become a middle school. It was a high school and it was closed for several years, and then it opened again just this year to be a middle school. And we get to see the kids walking to school and riding their bikes to school. We get to see the kids getting picked up by their parents, or their parents are walking to pick them up. And it just adds to the charm of this neighborhood. It's just so nice. It's just so sweet to see those kind of things happening. When I first got animals, the first animals we had were bees, and I'd never, really said anything to my neighbors about it because bees aren't really, intrusive on anyone, I don't think. Anyway, so I didn't really say anything. But then our next animals were chickens, and I did talk to our neighbors about it before I got chickens, and they were okay with that. Their only request was that we not get a rooster, so I didn't get a rooster. And when I told them I was getting goats, they were fine with that. And when I told them I was getting ducks, they were fine with that too. I try to keep the paddocks clean. I try to keep the animals happy. I'm always thinking of those things, not just for the animals' sake or my sake, but also for my neighbor's sake. We have the compost bin. I try to make sure that that's always clean. We try to keep rodents down because we don't want to have that problem, and then that problem could go over to the neighbors. We don't want that at all. So we're very aware of our neighborhood and always very considerate of our neighbors. We also share with our neighbors. We share our produce with our neighbors. We share the little farm with them. If they want to have in-laws coming in from out of town, or brothers or sisters or whatever, and they want to come see the animals and come see the farm, they just send me a text or call me, and of course, come on over. So we do share with our neighbors, and they are just as proud of the little farm as we are. And when we have our little groups that come in, and they never complain about the buses parking in the street, and there really isn't a problem with that, the parking or anything like that, because we don't have a huge crowd, and we don't have people coming every day. We only have people come twice a week, if that much. We don't always get booked twice a week, but we book twice a week for visitors to come. And then usually it's either a group on a bus or a family. So, the parking is not that big of a deal. And our neighbors have never complained about that at all. We're not a big rowdy group, I guess. Well, I can't think of anything else, but I know you guys, you will ask me some questions, and I'm going to try to answer them the best I can. All right. And if you have any ideas for our Sunday vlogs, just let me know if there's something that you want to know about or want me to talk about. I will be happy to oblige. It's starting to get really windy. So I guess it's time for us to go. Mr. Steve is waiting for me. We have some plans this evening, so we're going to take off here in a second. But thank you so much. I appreciate your comments, your likes, and your subscribing. Thank you so much for all of that, for your support and your love. It shines through. It really does. And it means the world to me. So thank you. Thank you for visiting me here on Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Love you.
Very good.